Cindy Grace, everybody, who is a devotee and a healer with a few different modalities under your belt. The ones that I remember are you deal with the Akashic Records, of which I still know very little, quantum flow, and you consider yourself to be a medical medium. And I'm
Yes.
curious about each and every one of those because I've got no idea what they really are.
Okay, we'll start off with the first one, the Akashic Records. That is the blueprint of your life. And when you get to the root of perhaps a pattern or a subconscious belief, perhaps something in a past life or in your childhood that was an occurrence that happened that is still kind of stuck with you in your energy field. So as you learn about it and tap into it, and the key to that is forgiveness. It could be a parent, whoever. And to forgive so much that you see them healed to their highest self and that you really connect. I mean, it could be, to forgive the unforgivable. It could be not so pleasant.
Yeah.
But when you put the effort into loving them to their healing, you feel no no wobble. You only feel the elegance and the grace and the power that you want to germinate in your life. That it's all forgiven.
And
And
yeah, that sorry, I'm just going to bump in
yeah,
every now and again. But that is just such a thing anyway about forgiveness. It's not necessarily saying, or at least from my point of view, it's not saying I forget what you've done. It's not saying I like what you've done. It's letting go of its impact on you. It's releasing
right,
the hold that it has on you as part of that is how I see it.
right. Because it can come up in a pain point in your body. It can come up many, your digestion, what you eat, just not loving your soul because of this one little occurrence. So when you forgive it with your whole heart, that's when you feel so aligned because you're overflowing with love and forgiveness that everything is going to come to you organically because you are radiating nothing but love and understanding. Because perhaps something happened to them in their childhood. And I'm sure it was a lot worse than um, you,
Then
how it
I,
affected you. It could
yeah,
have, that's what I see as patterns.
yeah. And
And
family
yeah,
patterns are huge. Because if you think about it,
yes,
I mean, I'm 49 years old right now, and I've still got habits that I've been slowly shaking over the last few years. But when I was a little bit younger, they were just the habits that I was effectively taught by my family and my extended family and the groups that I was around. And all of those people were holding on to their patterns that they had instilled in, and it just goes on forever. It's like there is no limit to this. Everybody is wounded at some level or
yes,
another, and we all
yeah,
push those wounds out onto others at some times.
yeah. And I can project the future. So the people that are raising their children now,
Mm.
I see patterns shifting, that they are giving their children more choices and they are listening to their feelings. It was, not so much like controlled, it was giving them permission. Like if they saw something, the parents would listen to them.
Yeah,
Now, for me, when I had, you know, people that have crossed the veil talking to me in my generation, you would have been ostracized. And I know some other stories how they were labeled as schizophrenic and all kinds of other things. So, and it was the discipline. You were put into fear, and it was also, I love God with all my heart, but it was also religious patterns that, you have to do things a certain way, and all those beliefs need to be cleared so that we live at the utmost joy and freedom in our life always, every day, every second, that
Yeah.
there are miracle moments, and we can, if you choose to do the work, create this magical flow in your life where every wish is granted.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, I like the fact that at least my experience of life is I feel like we're getting to a place where it's the ability to choose our beliefs is more relevant than it's ever been. I look back to my parents, and they never changed their beliefs in any big way.
Yeah, right.
I see
And
other people
yeah,
in my family same, but in my generation
yeah,
and definitely for my kids, there's there's
yeah,
there's a definite change that's occurred, and not just a change when you're young. We can change it even as adults, consciously
right.
change them.
Right. And we're not here to change anybody else. It's only those who are seeking change and who want to, you know, I um I radiate a pretty good energy. So people, that is an attraction that they want that same delicious feeling in their life that they radiate as well, because it's a lot of things. So the Akashic records can teach you why it's there, but you talked about quantum healing. Sometimes, we need this energy to go through every part of our life. Now, doing dabbling in this for 7 years, that subconscious pattern. I had a client the other day where I put the infinity symbol in her subconscious so that you're not she said she's still, feeling blissful and, having beautiful dreams and things like that, just radiating, love, truth, and grace. So it's the energy work that, you can use this quantum energy to, say for her, I knew it was just to give you permission to clear everything. Your digestive tract, create I call it a car wash method, where your chakras are like you open them up and then you blast them, like you just the buffers of the car wash, just so with energy you can do anything. I open that, your digestion, your kidney, your liver, you need all that cleansed out, and I get energy from colleagues as well. And it's important because once you get a clearing, you know how to feel. And
Yes.
then you understand universal energy. Things come up and you need to shift again, because we're all constantly healing, growing, and expanding. And some are moving at a rapid pace, and some are, they sitting on the sidelines watching, and that's okay.
Yeah, I've found because yeah, with the methods I've used, I've dealt with things like self-worth and a whole range of stuff.
Yes.
With
Yes.
some things, with some beliefs, I can deal with it once and it's done. It's never come back. And with other beliefs, it's like there's steps, there's levels of understanding. And for me,
Right.
like you were talking about, you go to a place and then something happens and you're healing something else. For me, something
Right.
like self worth has been this evolution of understanding where I get to a place and then I feel a bit stuck. I release it, I get an understanding of it, and then I drift on and I'm happy and everything's flowing. And then I get to another place and it's like it, but it's bigger every time. It just grows and grows. So there's no end
Right.
to that sort of healing. And yeah, sometimes it
Yeah.
feels the same, but it's not. It's quite different.
Yeah. And I could see a ladder where we get to a certain point and then we discover more and we want more. And as you're growing into this, powerful person, it changes. Your desires change. You want more.
Mm.
So what was good for me last year, it doesn't satisfy me anymore. I want more.
Fair enough. But yeah, you're talking about more of that good feeling, that good vibe, that connectedness to
Yes.
yourself, aren't you?
Right, right. Perfecting things, perhaps, ballroom dancer, critiquing the foot patterns and your circles that you're creating and who you hang around with and choices of food that you eat and just learning different things and money's a big thing as well, giving yourself permission to spend that money because people don't see the value of what you're getting when you spend the money. um, I like to spend money easily and gracefully because that's the way we should
Hmm.
do everything. So I had a big
Yes.
tax bill and I said, thank you that I have the money that I can pay that bill. And it's the ease. And then it just creates this circle and this pattern that everything is flowing to you. There isn't no tension. I mean, I talked to somebody, I don't know, she was concerned about money, and I talked about a financial advisor and she got like so it's things that are coming up for you, you need to work on them. And talking about the course that I created, so it's setting intentions, it's breath work, it's connecting to your soul, it's learning about how to feel and your patterns in grace codes to make it a beautiful, easy flow in your life because when you're treated with so much grace, then it comes easily to you. If someone's trying to, eat these, eat this squash, I don't like squash, and I'm saying, eat this. It doesn't work that way. But when it comes with love and truth is a big thing. When you speak your truth, you radiate a different level
Yeah.
because it's a passion in you that pours out. And then I also created, the money issue, a whole, chapter on money because people don't know how to create the flow of it and the ease and the grace. The world has more money than you could imagine.
It's endless.
It's endless, right? And when you learn that and feel it and get rid of patterns, that's another thing that creates the magical flow. Then you meet people for a reason, and they call you or they tell you something, and it's just another part of this magical gift that we can all
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. So I like the money one is interesting. I can say from a personal point of view, I certainly had a push pull relationship with money, which I think a lot of people do. And lately that has been metamorphosing. There's still, again, there's probably more to go there, but I have more grace. I'm far less tense. I'm probably not at a completely graceful, not at a completely absence of tension kind of place, but I'm compared to where I was, I have moved a long way. And it's such a big thing for so many people because we feel like it's a limit that we put on ourselves. The money acts like a mental limit, and for people to unfold that and open themselves up to endless possibility is life changing.
Right.
And with your course, sorry, what was the name of the course that you've got for all that?
It's Elegance and Grace with Cindy. So it's at my website, cindygrace.net. So it's just learning everything, and it it's the value. So I look at my life as if this is, we have a third, like grow up and we learn everything, we go to school, then we get married and have kids, and we continue to learn. This is the last third of my life. I want to finish well. So everything that I've spent on myself, and I am living the dream, but there's still a lot more. So when you add things up, people, will sometimes say, well, that's expensive. Well, you know what? I spent like 25K for my healing, my intuition, my knowledge, my growth, and it's worth every penny.
You'd pay more.
I was just in a container where it was about your branding, and I cried when I left that container. It was so sacred. The connections, then everybody's asking me, "You coming back? We love your energy, and we miss you." And it's those connections and what you do that uh, um, it just helps you develop. I can't really put a word on it, but it's the feeling that you have that you wake up in the morning that you're so full of joy and creativity. You're supported, you trust your knowledge, your growth, you're at your like your most powerful self, because it's sacred. You're loved, you're respected, you're honored, and your truth comes out when you're in this container.
Yeah, I was going to say it's from what you're describing, it sounds like you're very much in line with with who you really are at a soul level, and so everything flows from that position. Everything flows with, well, you say the word grace a lot for obvious reasons, but yeah, it flows with grace.
Yeah.
So that that's true. I've always noticed when I've been in those moments, and they haven't always lasted for me, but when I've been in those moments, the world, it just works. It's effortless. You're still doing work, and you're still putting in work to do things, but it comes effortlessly. It's like the world is lining up for you. The right people are in your life, the right connections, and it almost feels like a dream sometimes, which is pretty cool.
Right. And the things that happen, the things that are orchestrated, what my parents did, there was a movie here in the villages. It was called Wolf's Message, and somebody's telling me go, 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 and I'm like, she goes, yeah, I'm going, but I got my ticket, and I was like, well, why didn't you get me a ticket? I didn't say that, but you know, things happen, and then another person told me to go, and then someone's like, it's sold out, Cindy, you have to go. So I went. The channeling, my mother showed up. I was bawling. um all these things are the God, universe, those that have crossed the veil are orchestrating things in your life. And when you connect to all this, you see the flow. Like someone had asked me to go to this dance convention, and I went, and it's the people that you go with, and there's the hiccups along the way, but you see their patterns and how to shine even with situations that aren't completely aligned with my beliefs and my flow. And when you get high, to a level that I'm at, people try to manipulate you when they want free this and that and the other. And it's interesting the games that people play, and they complain about everything, and you just have to stand in your power and let them figure it out, because I will not, I don't do freebies. because when they pay for something, that is actually healing them as well. I could see them like shaking, writing a check, and it's a process
It's
that
part of the
they have to
process.
heal. And yeah, so I was at this dance convention. I showed up yoga in the morning, got my yoga mat, and there was two girls there, and um, they said, "Oh, she canceled," and I was like, I'm like, "Well, I'm a yoga instructor. You guys want me to teach you?" And they're like, "Yeah, where?" I'm like, "Let's go on the beach." So, it's the flow and it's the fun and it's stepping out of your comfort zone and doing everything that you're called to do. There is no there is no fear because you just have to keep stepping.
Yeah, yeah. What was there a pivotal moment for you where you discovered this flow, or has it been a continuous change from a certain event, or how does that work for you? Because
Uh,
I doubt you were always in the space that you are right now.
right, right. So it's a lot of things that happen. One thing that's coming up when I was traveling and I was in Naples, I was at a healing event. um, I shared a spot with somebody and she was very frustrated. And I tried to help her, but she just wanted to stay in that frustration energy. So I just venture off and do my own thing. I got a few students, a few clients. It was just a beautiful flowy day. By the way, I had an outfit. Clothes have energy as well. So it's
Okay,
what you radiate. And I got this outfit in Rome and it was just, it was magical in Rome. So that energy is still in that outfit.
yeah.
And the magical moments that I had there was brought there. So I'm in the flow and it was just a beautiful day. Some other healers, we went out to lunch, but I still didn't want to go home. I'm just feeling this vibrant energy. And it was in a nanosecond. And that's how a lot of these miracle moments happen. And I said, "Oh, I don't want to go home." And I didn't want to shop. I wanted something special. So as I looked to my left, there was a woman ushering in. You, come join us. We're having a women's networking event. And my jaw just dropped. And it was beautiful. And they all were sharing their gifts and making bracelets and doing things and jewelry and you know
When
so
timing lines
I
up,
got to yeah, I got to shine. And when I tell my story that I spent a lot of time in Marco Island, I was gifted with a beautiful friend that has a home there, and she didn't spend much time there. I was there more than her, and she didn't like me solo in my RV, so she said, "Go to the condo. It's vacant. Put that thing in storage." She's texting me storage units. So I said, "Okay." So I would go there and the energy when you do everything to raise your energy and heal and vibrate this radiant. When I get readings, it's it's powerful because I'm the channel and the messages come through and I'm changing lives, and that's a big shift as well. So I have to stay in my energy. I can't let anything
pull you out.
interfere with my energy. I have sacred boundaries. So I flew home to Midway, Chicago, and it was cold, dirty, dark lockdown. And I knew I had to go. So I sold my house after 33 years. I started just getting rid of things. And yeah, and my
What was that
youngest son
process
didn't, I
like?
mean, oh, it was great. I was just like, nobody wanted anything. I was just throwing it away. And I borrowed my neighbor's, I just couldn't wait to go. I borrowed my neighbor's dump truck because I'm like, well, I got a small Acura. I'm going to make all these trips to Goodwill. You have to do things quick. You can't wait around and get, every dollar for everything. I just filled up the truck and took it to Goodwill with one stop because those little stops weren't getting me where I wanted to go.
Yep.
And yeah, because I needed it freed up, and I bought the RV. And then another thing that I did was now I help sell homes because I put energy on my home. I asked for the the perfect buyer, someone that would, you know, do a nice, easy exchange with. It was a loving connection. That's the way I do everything is with love.
Yeah.
So when they came into the yard, this cardinal sang a symphony. This cardinal sang to me all the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional right now. But yeah, it was a great home, and I had a lot of fun events. When COVID hit, I created the soul circle. I said, you know, just come to my yard where I'll teach yoga and don't worry about COVID. We're just going to connect. But back to the house selling is, you know, you can do anything with energy and just put in good people. And I got everything I asked for. So now I help people sell their homes. And, you know, there was one woman that I met that it wasn't selling. And she found a picture of her grandmother there that she had forgotten. So that's an energy connection as well. If you don't have everything out of it or in the certain fit, you're not going to get your buyer. And, you know, people that were in a hurry, excuse me, cash offers. And yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play with energy because I thought, well, if I can do it for me, I can do it for everybody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I've got a weird question because you've got this bright, just positive energy that comes off of you. I'm sure sometimes you still get a bit angry or annoyed or fed up or frustrated or some of those things. How do you deal with that?
I have sacred boundaries. So, you know, I give them a warning. Like if someone's draining my energy, okay, this is your warning. People have to step up to the plate. They cannot keep dumping on me. So it was someone that I dance with.
Hmm.
So um, yeah, it because and it's forgiveness as well because I took a course in conscious communication. And if you're constantly in this diagnosis and not living your potential, it it you know, I don't want to hear about it. You know,
Yeah.
you don't keep talking about it. What? Because actually, you know, people that have had the C word, I'm not going to say it, but they get it like two and three times because they keep talking about it constantly over and over and over again. Your words, you're manifesting this life.
Yeah, I think that's a big one in that it's, well, even just our thoughts. It doesn't even have to come out of our mouths, but where we put our thought energy, our word energy is
Yeah,
so vital to, because where we're putting it is where we're putting our energy.
right. So
And what we put our
you can
energy
get
into grows.
yeah, you can get attachments on you. That's another part of the clearing. Um, you can, you know, be around energy drainers, and you have to you know, sometimes, so how I do that is I cocoon, I self-soothe, I have a spa day. I'm a skin fanatic. I love to take care of my skin, my hair, everything. Yeah, you know, I sit in the sun and I practice yoga and lift weights. And, you know, I'm in the villages of Florida, so I can go to, you know, pickleball and then yoga classes. And there's different yoga classes or you know, not Zoom, like Zumba, like kickboxing. There's, you know, and then the ballroom dancing is very fun. So there's a lot here for me to take advantage of. And I love that. I wanted a lot because I deserve it and I want it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you sound like you've got a lot of energy, and you've got a lot of things that you love to do, which
Yeah.
is great. I think for anybody listening, it's not even about the amount that you do. It's just doing it with love is the
Yes.
important part. So it's less like
Right.
what you do. Some people aren't necessarily going to have the energy for all of the things that you have in your life. But if they
Right.
choose
And
one that they love,
yeah.
it
we
flows.
we all have our days, and when I started traveling the RV, I didn't know where I was going to be month to month, and I didn't want to be on the thyroid medication, so I choose to heal it myself. And there was a lot of peaks and valleys, and still I'm learning different ways to heal my thyroid. So when you think about it, living in Chicago in the cold, not getting as much sunshine, it was not healthy for me. So,
No.
people ask, well, how can you leave your kids? Well, I have to maintain my health. So I've given myself permission to step out of every comfort zone to have this. And there is a give and take with that. And we
Yeah.
have to, um, give ourselves permission to do what feels the best.
Yeah. Um, I agree. But we do need to. We still need to respect the community that we're in, but we can do both at the same time. We can juggle those things. Sometimes they get a bit tricky to juggle. Where do you put your boundary as to how it fits in the community? That's always interesting and not always simple. But yeah, we need to come from inside out in what we do. I want to go back just a smidge. You were talking about you had some thyroid issues. Just if you don't want to, you don't have to. But I just wanted you to maybe expand on that and where you were, and does that have impact on the medical medium work that you do? Is that where the
Yes.
is
So
that
I
where the
worked
two
for a
came
homeo.
together?
Yeah. Yes. So I worked for a homeopathic doctor. He was like my father. And even though I was promoted after I got divorced, and I was in marketing and advertising, so I left his practice, but he was like my father. He still, um, gave me support and, whatever. He was just very generous, reasonable man. Unfortunately, he has passed on. However, he taught me so much. I really enjoyed working there. And, I haven't been on, I did go on an antibiotic, but very minimal. I choose to heal it my own way. So, energy work, supplements, diet, it's all key to, your mind, everything. Just, making sure I get vitamin D every day. It's all these little things that you do that promote your health and your energy.
Yeah, it is definitely. And just for a casual listener, and also for myself because I don't fully understand, what can you describe what your work as a medical medium actually does? So what it would look like for somebody that's working with you. How does it?
Well,
What is it that you're
perhaps,
doing?
if they have an issue with their shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
um, say it's the right side. Well, then it's a masculine energy, something that has happened in your life, that left this stickiness that you haven't cleared. Shoulders are about carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. So there's many things. And then there is, supplements. I do when I do the Bliss package, it's a scalp massage where I'm into the, and I'm not a massage therapist, but I do scalp massage, then the body clearing, and then foot reflexology. You can work a lot on your feet. You can work your thyroid. You can work your neck and shoulders. So it's all these little things that you do, that heal everything completely. And that's how I describe
Yeah,
the medical medium.
that's cool. So it's fairly holistic. You cover all sorts of bases,
And
and
it's not just one thing, it's how you maintain your body every day. So today it's the balance. So today I lifted weights. I got on my foam roller. I did some yoga. I did advanced yoga yesterday. So I needed to work that out. And it's the different muscle groups that you use. You have, I don't know how many muscles, but you need to do different types of movement. And when your body is feeling something, you need to be aware of that as well. So if you're not maintaining your body, your activity, your mindset, your energy flow, your diet, and balance. Yoga is about balance, standing on one leg. So as you get older, I see a lot of people falling or whatever. It's the practice that you give yourself permission to utilize everything. I mean, you could go on YouTube. There are really no excuses in life. You could do anything. And mostly reaching out because there's different things that I can suggest that will help you. And maintenance is key.
Yeah.
And I
Is
used to
that
drink and do things like that, but I discovered I'm like, well, this isn't really going down. What is my intuition telling me? Then I'll have low energy tomorrow. Like, why am I even doing this? Like, I can go out and have a sip or two of wine, and I'm completely content because I was raised Italian, the good red wine. I like a sip or two once in a while. I was at a Thanksgiving event, and it was homemade wine. I love everything homemade, and they had like very little sulfates. And that really lights me up. And I didn't have that much because I'm a lightweight. I can't handle it. But it's fun because you want to, have a little indulgence and experiences in life. There are no
yeah,
limits.
yeah. It's all about balance.
Yes.
Like I said, like the experience of drinking the wine is fantastic. When you drink to the point where you
Right.
are sluggish the next day, you've probably gone too far.
Right. Because we have so much to celebrate.
And what do you love celebrating the most?
There's so much. All my gifts, all my blessings, yeah, all the love that I receive. Yeah. My
Yeah,
friends.
the
Yes.
connections.
Yes,
Yeah,
connections, colleagues. Yes, I mean there's people that you would do anything for, the drop of a hat. You would just be there. Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
curious. I'm gonna try and go to a slightly deeper place. I don't know where it's going to take us, but what is it for you that builds those kind of connections? Those do anything for somebody because it's usually a two-way street, not a one-way street.
Right.
Usually.
Yeah.
So what is it that
Yeah.
builds that for you?
Well, as you um as you heal, grow, and evolve, you attract other people, and it's always the give and take. It's not just um it's like you can kind of feel when they're in a wobble. So it's going, checking in with them. You know something's going on, and because you've worked in their energy all the time, you understand them, you get it, and you empower them to get to their, just as if I would a client, but a lot of times I do trades with just like two people that
Yeah,
they have very powerful energy, and we learn a lot from each other and empower each other, and so
that's cool. That's very cool. Um, okay. Where do I want to go?
well, this has been lovely. I feel we're complete. How are you feeling?
If you're happy with that, then that's fine. Um, no problem. I was going to talk a bit more about flow state, but if you're happy with that, then we can leave it there. I will ask you a couple of questions to finish up though.
Okay.
If you, all right. Bear with me 2 seconds. First question: is if you could meet with any single person on the planet that is alive, hopefully, um, who would you love to meet up with and chat,
Barbara
have a great
Streisand.
meeting with? Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty simple. Anybody who knows Barbara Streisand, get on the line, make this happen. I want to see this happen. That's how it works around here.
Yeah.
And we've got from each of my previous guest gives me one question to give my current guest. So what I would love to know, or what they would love to know technically, is 10 things or emotions that you love or are proud of about yourself.
Okay. Could we pause this a minute? I have to run to the ladies' room.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Oh, good. No need for sorries. We're all good here.
Excuse me.
Um,
Okay. So 10 things that I am proud of.
yeah, 10 things that you really deeply love about yourself, or emotional states, whatever, that you love about
Okay.
yourself or are proud of about yourself.
Yeah. Letting go of a limiting belief. Um, the energy that I have created and maintain. My darling sons who wow me every day. Um, my dancing ability that's progressing. The the fun activities in my life where, I go to a dancing event and I feel like Cinderella the next day. And it just keeps growing too. As you progress in dancing, you dance with different people you go, I went to somewhere different and it's all like stepping out of so when you step out of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
that's when the magic happens. It doesn't
Yes.
just fall into you. A lot of times things fall into my lap, but you have to keep stepping.
Yes. You got to be
Yeah.
comfortable being
Um,
uncomfortable.
yeah, and I'm proud of myself of leaving and going solo and all the blessings that I had in that RV and the
Yeah.
people that took good care of me. Oh my gosh. So like some people were, in the beginning, asked me, "Do you have a gun?" I said, "No, I don't have a gun." And then they're giving me hornet spray. I had pepper spray. Um, Told me to get a pair of men's boots and leave them outside my RV and get another chair so I don't look like, a red flag that's just me. Yeah, th those are moments that, you'll never forget. RVers are very fun and helpful to each other, just like
Yeah.
pickleball players. You know, Playing pickleball is fun. It's a great sport, and that's really something I'm proud of as well. See, the thing is, I don't play every day. People that play every day that are just committed to pickleball are really great, but I like variety.
Yes. Yes.
So,
I get that.
so I think that's
That's
seven,
that's pretty
maybe.
close. Oh, I'm glad you're keeping
What else
count.
am I proud of? Yeah, just the way I take care of myself.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
It's that love and
Um,
care every day.
yes. Uh, my diet and letting go of things. Because when you let go of things is when you make room for more.
Yes. Yes,
And
100%.
and you realize that it wasn't really that important anyways when you let go of it. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
raising your deserve level and
ooh,
going on
yep.
on retreats and planning them. You know, I have another colleague. We're planning a retreat in Costa Rica next year, and
Nice.
it's something in Savannah. Yeah. So there's always um, opportunity.
Yeah, there is. And you're always open to it, which is awesome. So, Cindy Grace, thank you very, very much for joining me for this chat.
Thank, thank you
Um,
for having me.
continue
It's,
on with your ease and your grace in life.
thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here, and I wish you all the best and success in your life as well. And reach out if you need anything.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Bye bye.